Hi, Sandy here. I am obsessed with tags. I've been obsessed with tags for about 4 or 5 years now. Since I first started making them, I've absolutely made more than 1,000 of them in these years. This is just a page showing you how I use them. I've been scrapbooking for 20 years. I've been caught up for about 5 or 6 years now, and so now I have a lot of time to play with all my scraps and stickers and everything. So I do, and I enjoy it. But I've always done 8.5 by 11 pages. I'll never do 12 by 12 because they all fit on the shelf. I can use regular office binders and regular page protectors, and I save a lot of money that way, I believe. So this is just an example of one of my pages, and regular 4 by 6 photos. I always have to trim them down to make them fit on a page, and I often do them like this and leave a little edge around them, and it's like a built-in border. I do have borders or mats. I do have mats, and I do use them for other layouts. I'm not only obsessed with tags, I'm obsessed with borders as well. I make borders, and same thing, I use up bits and pieces. I like to use a lot of things on them. You know, imagine 2 photos here, 2 or 3. You know, in my opinion, you don't really have a lot of choices and layouts. I don't think about layouts. I lay the pictures on the page. I was going to tag fit or a border fit, you know. So because I do 8.5 by 11 pages, I have to trim down the 12 by 12 paper a lot, and I end up with all of these strips. And sometimes when this basket gets full, I go through and I make a bunch of these. I call them border bases, and this is what I use to decorate to make these. So I have a lot of these border bases. And then but that's a totally different subject. We're going to talk about tags today. So I start by, I save cereal boxes. Not all the time, I get plenty of them. Cereal boxes, the fronts and backs of paper pads, you know, cardstock, and I cut these tag bases. My favorite size is 3 by 5. I also have some other odd sizes, smaller, but for the most part 3 by 5 is my favorite. And no, I don't have a punch or anything special. I use these patterns that I've made. This is actually a clothing tag or something, and I made this pattern, and that's how I make my tag. Those are I call these raw tags. And then your scraps accumulate, and I go through and I cover them with scraps of paper, make them all colorful, and these are sorted by color. So lately, this is how I store my scrap paper. I've got foil and glitter paper in the back here, and then each one has their own bag: green, blue, purple, pink, red, orange, yellow, brown, black, and multicolor. And I have just gone through and the scraps. I went through the blue, and I cut up a lot of the scraps, and I do a lot of this. I end up with a lot of strips sometimes, and I glue them together. All of these are my tag bases. So I've gone through with each color, and then I've made some smaller size tag bases, and then I have my punches. I have a star, a heart, and this circle, and I punched a few stars. I don't use a lot of stars. I've punched some hearts, and a lot of circles. And then I end up with these little scraps, and I round the edges of those. And when I make my tags, I do a lot of this. I'll add a circle like behind the subject. Let's see. Here's some of my tags. Here's another one I added a circle. This one I added a circle and a little square. You know, so I tuck a little circle or square behind. Apparently not a lot. Here's a square. I tuck that behind there. I tuck this square behind. Square rectangle. I use tickets, tuck things behind there. There's a square, a little scrap I tucked behind there. So I've done, let me move this out of the way, and this. I've gone through the scraps, and I did blue and green, and some colors I have more than others. Purple, didn't have much purple. Had a lot of pink. I hope that's not quite out of range there. Red. Orange. Yellow. I had a lot of brown. Black. And this pile I used, this is out of a magazine. This is some green newsprint. This is the inside of an envelope. Maps, music pages. This is out of this reproduction. This is not old. I mean, it's probably 20 or 30 years old, but it's not really. This was not printed in 1909. It's a reproduction. But I used some of these pages to make these, and some smaller ones. So I've been busy with that. So let me get that out of the way. So like I said, I've made thousands of them. These are some extra that won't fit in my book. I've been working on making some tags too, but right now my scrap box was getting so full I had to work on that. And I do have one color left, which is multicolor. I'm going to work on that today after we're done chatting. So here's a bunch of pink tags I made, and some purple. This one's blue. It goes in with the blue. Purple. Oh, that is blue. There's purple, blue, green. I make Christmas tags and borders, and I have this book loaded with tags. I have a section for each color, and these are all 8.5 by 11 and a few different ones. Mostly 8.5 by 11, and I flip through and recently I had the idea I like making Victorian ladies, girls, Victorian houses, cars, and bicycles. So I pulled all of those and I mixed the tags and borders in here. And I use these all the time. So this is my Victorian ladies section. There's some borders with Victorian ladies, or any ladies. And then there's some tags with Victorian ladies. I need to make more tags of Victorian ladies. I don't have a lot of those. And I've pulled some out because I've been using them. I recently went to a Victorian bed and breakfast for our 22nd anniversary, so I decorated, and I took pictures and scrapbooked, and I used a lot of Victorian lady pictures. And then I got girls and dolls, a lot of Victorian or not Victorian, you know, girls and dolls, and then the tags, and then Victorian houses. I have a section of that, or anything like Home Sweet Home, Home and House, and then there's tags with home and house. And then I like making these borders and tags with vintage cars. This is a PT Cruiser and I have one. I just don't take pictures of it. And then bicycles. I like making them for bicycles. Tags and borders. So I've made a ton of them. A ton of them. Then I have another book of, I pulled them no matter what, the ladies, girls, for this, but I also have another book with things I can write on. I'll show you that real quick. And I have a book of borders, nothing but borders. And what I'm showing you now is everyday stuff. These are embellishments that I've made. And I don't use those very much, so I've been decorating my borders with those. That's not what I was looking for, really. I also do these horizontal borders. I've recently started doing those. I sort those by color. And then, okay, stuff to write on. So I've got borders, and I've got a section for each color, and I need to make a lot more of these. There's some yellow tags that I can write on. Red I can write on. Pink I can write on. All of these have places that I can write on. And I have a lot of these books, probably 15 or so. This one is my birthday book, and it's full of birthday borders and birthday tags and horizontal. Not a lot of them, but the horizontal. This book is all birthday. This is how I organize my stuff. And some embellishments and some words, more words, a bunch of numbers. And these are stuff that I've gotten kind of recently that I have not organized yet. I just tuck it in a pocket, it's there. And then I even have my birthday scraps go in a pocket here. I don't mix them with my other scraps. Okay, so that's how I organize my stuff. And I've got Christmas tags and all the holidays. And so, like I said, today we're going to thin out these multicolor papers and make some tags and borders and circles and hearts, and just use up some of this stuff. I'm going to put away some of this stuff, and I'll be back. Well, I went ahead and I cut up a bunch of the multicolor scraps. A lot of them are just solid print. I made some large tags, and then I end up with all of these strips, and I've glued together some of them. This is what I do with my strips. I glue them onto tags. And then I made a few smaller tags. With this small tag, I punched out some circles and some hearts and a few stars, and I got one little rectangle, and I rounded the corners. So I'm going to continue to glue these strips onto my raw tags, and this is how I use up my scraps. So I'm going to just completely cover this. This is one of my raw tags. It's cut from mashed potatoes. Yeah, a mashed potato box. Now, I do not care much about acid-free. Maybe I should. If you do, maybe you're right and I'm wrong, but you can use your acid-free materials for this. You don't have to do things my way. I think I'll use some of these longer strips and do one like this. How far would that go? Too short. This one's not too short. Happy. And then how about this rainbow on there? Why not? Oh, what's this? What's this? Yeah, that'll be just about right. Yeah. Oh. Shifting it over a little bit because this will just about perfectly fit these 4 strips, except this was hanging off the edge a little bit. Okay, so I smooth that down. There's a tag base. And I've got a lot of small strips, so I'm going to do a small tag, several small tags. I have several strips of this one. I just mix and match the patterns. I do that with all the colors. With the multicolor, it gets a little wild. So there's a small tag base. That in my recycling bin. Okay, another small tag base. This one's a little bit bigger. That's Texas toast. You see, I think I'll glue on this side. It doesn't really matter which side you glue on, as long as your paper is not transparent and that stuff will show through. Okay, put this on. Press it down real good. So I've been spending nearly a week on this project, which is definitely why I haven't made a video in several days, because I've been working on this project. And before that, I was working on going through each color and making lots of my fancy tags and borders. But I needed to take a break from that, and I think when I finish this is my last color in this, going through the scraps. I think I'm going to work on my garden, my garden glue book. My, glue book. It's not a scrapbook, it's a glue book. It's gives me something to do while I'm waiting for my next batch of photos. I'm looking for something kind of narrow to fill this out. Happy. I love this paper. Happy. It's kind of crooked though. I gotta kind of straighten it out because we don't want gaps. And some of this paper is thicker than the others, and I just don't worry about it. We all have our standards of how we like to do things, and You do things your own way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not a thing. $19.79. This is from my old collection of Holly Hobby calendars. I bought Holly Hobby calendars when I was 18 in 1977. I got my first apartment when I was 18, 1977. And I bought a Holly Hobby calendar for my little apartment. Then the next year, a year later, I got married when I was 19. And I continued to buy Holly Hobby calendars for every year. And I just love the artwork in them. And I've used up almost all of those pages after 40 years of just hoarding them. I've used up most of those pages in my glue books, which is something I can kind of enjoy forever. So, and I feel really good about that. I really do, that I used those. So this is from 1979. That is over 40 years ago, 42 years ago. Alright, we're getting some tag bases done. This little scrap I'll keep and do something with it. My tags, when I make my tags, you may not have noticed, most of my regular subscribers know, my tags and my borders along the edge, I usually put 3 of these little pieces of paper along the edge, just to make them, I don't know, more junky. I like my tags junky and lots of stuff on them. So I save all these little scraps of paper, and I've come up with these during my multicolor using up scraps, and there's my multicolor section right there, and I do have a lot of them. But I do use them. I absolutely do use them. So that's me. Okay, looking. Here's another piece of the Holly Hobby calendar. Now, if I was someone who did journal stuff, I would keep this side open so you could write something on the back of that. And I tell you what, I like to watch videos while I'm scrapping, and I haven't seen much on scrapbooking. I watch a lot of Gail Agnostelli. She makes journals. Diane H. makes journals. Everybody I watch makes journals. I really like Jean Bainey. Well, she doesn't make journals, she makes glue books. Well, she does make journals too. She's more of a fun, free, she just lets herself go. She just does, you know, a lot of random things, and she's got talent. She can draw and stuff. I really like Jean Bainey. But I just don't see anybody, and I type in, search scrapbooking, and all of my favorite people. Shannon Green, I like her too. But those are a lot of journaling, and not so much glue books. Alright, we're getting a good collection of those. So my little trash can is just it's half full. It's a small little, like, bathroom sized trash can, but it's half full of all these little scraps of paper. That's what I throw away. This is a little bit narrower tag. I gotta use this little piece of paper. It's not. Oh, I don't really like that. I'm just gonna go crazy and use mix and match stuff now. This is not going to be a pretty tag, but actually, I cover up so much of the tag, it doesn't matter. There, that's wild. But hey, I used that little scrap. It's been left over the last 3 or 4 times I've tried to use up my stuff. I think I'll work on another larger scrap or tag. I gotta use this happy paper, but it's too short, so I got a solution for that. Oh, that's too short also. This is something my daughter made years ago on some program on the computer when she was a kid, and printed out this design. Ugh. All right. Oh, I just don't like that very much. Oh well. Okay. This I like. And now I will take this and glue it across the bottom to cover up that bald spot. Rub it down. My hands are getting all sticky. I need to re-wet my washcloth. Oh wait, this rainbow strip is not high enough. It's exposing a little piece of the background. Okay. There. And we rub it down again. Now. Okay. Well, that's certainly different looking, but I like all of it but that. But it's fine. Because like I said, things get covered up. Okay, we'll try to cover up one more big one. kind of like that. And another small tag. Okay, I don't like these because they have tabs on them. That's not very pretty. I like this happy paper, so I'm going to save that for my little bead box. And this one. These I will save for scraps. I think this I'll drop into my travel box, my travel thing. Okay, and then this, so I never want to use up all of my scraps. I can't imagine having no scraps, so this is what's left of my multicolor. Put these little scraps in here with my multicolor. Where is it? Right there. And then I've got all of these tags. I like everything nice and tidy. Okay, and my little embellishments. And this is where I've been putting all of my tags from this round of tag making, and I made all of these this week, which I will see if I can get them into this box. And I'm getting a little bit of space in there. I don't think I can get them all in there. No, I don't think I can. But I made some space. Because the last couple of weeks before I worked on my scraps, I had been making a lot of tags and borders. And I'm going to make some more. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.